Hi everyone, it's Tarnished Treasures, and today I'm sharing my favorite thrift finds of 2022. Now that we are 2 days into the new year, I thought it was a good time to go back, review all of my thrifting videos from the past year, and pick out my favorites. So there's no particular order, but in general, they're from the oldest finds, like January, to the most recent finds. So something that made me very happy to start the year off last year was this Victorian crepe, I'll call it a shawl. I found this at an estate sale and I picked up a few things. I don't think I paid more than $10 or $15 for everything that I picked up. And I put this on my dress form for Halloween. And a lot of people commented that it had a very Chanel feeling to it. It's very fragile, so that's why I just display it on the dress form, but that really started 2022 off right. The next item is this cross, and I got this at my favorite thrift store that kind of closed down. It was 50% off, so I believe I paid $20 for it, and it definitely has to be on this list because I have not taken it off since I've purchased it. At that same thrift store, I found this bowl. I believe I paid $5 for it because everything was majorly reduced since they were going to be downsizing. It's got a sterling base and this smoky gray black outside. The inside pretty plain, just like a speckled off-white. And when I purchased it, I knew I was going to do something with it for Halloween. Well, I wound up doing something different than I had been planning all year long, but I think it turned out better than I even hoped for. On May 13th, I found this French game. I think I paid $3 for it at a church rummage sale. And it just has these beautiful illustrations on it. This was something that was on my wish list. I was watching the Parisian Farm Girl, and she has some type of French game cards hanging up in her office. And I thought, oh, that's really neat. Like, who would have thought something like that could make some nice art for the wall? And then here I came across this, and all the cards are there. I actually wound up going back to that rummage sale, I believe on the last day, because I thought, oh, maybe the little pieces would be there. And they were. They were actually taped to a different game. And just from looking online and figuring out what pieces would have been in there, I was able to put the whole set together. On May 27th, I was at this new flea market that I visited all summer, and I found a lot of perfume bottles for $20. And I was gonna pick a few out, and I thought, just go for it, and I'm so glad I did. Then I actually, talked to the man a little bit more, and it turned out that he had a whole nother lot as well. So I wound up getting over 40 perfume bottles for $40, and they are definitely French crystal, highly polished bases, just so unique in their design. So those are just a few. This one was beautiful that has this really long dauber that's in there. And I just display them. I have some of them tucked away to maybe engrave on or to embellish with things. I've given a few as gifts. Just something that I'm so glad that I didn't just pick a few, but I got all of them. I display a lot of those perfume bottles in my curio that I picked up this summer, about the same time as well. On July 29th, I found this navy dress at my church rummage sale. It was just a few dollars and it was brand new. It also was somewhat inspired by a video. Linda Smith Davis, she had posed in a dress, I think it was a black dress, very similar to this, collar, a little bit longer sleeves, a full skirt, and this does look fuller when you wear it. Has pockets too. And I remember when Linda posed in it, I thought she looked so nice. And she shared that it was just some like $13 dress that she picked up. It wasn't like some big designer name. It just really looked nice on her. And when I saw this dress and tried it on, it just fit so perfectly and I felt so good in it. It's a nice thick material. It's practical to wear out, to work, to church, just really versatile. And I love the fact that it has pockets. I found this Lavalier necklace on September 28th, and it was at our neighborhood yard sale. I was walking around with my daughter and her friends, and we actually got to the yard sale about an hour before it ended. I got there late because it was the same day as the hospital sale. And there was a blanket on the ground with jewelry, and I picked up some things that I could tell were a bit older, but this was definitely my favorite piece because of how delicate it is. And then a lot of people commented it was called a lavalier, and when I looked into it a little bit more, I believe it's probably gold and pearl and definitely on the older side. And I paid $1 for it. I display the lavalier in this vase because it's just so beautiful. I want to be able to really appreciate it and have it on display. I found this blue Morpho butterfly at the summer flea market. I bought two, I believe, for $10, so this was about $5. Just beautiful and in nice condition, and I display this in my guest bedroom. I always have lists of things that I'm looking to collect or find, and this year I wanted to find more insects, things that were preserved, and I was able to find a few, but this one definitely, that color is so beautiful. That's why it's my favorite. On November 12th, I found this pot holder, and I really love it because it's been mended. You can see its wear, and that red thread has faded. And that's one of my favorite colors. Not quite pink, just faded red. So for $5, this is something that's going to hang year-round in my kitchen. On December 12th, I shared that I found this decanter for $3, and I was really looking for hatched and etched glass. I just cannot resist something. It's just like a big perfume bottle. And I had shared that I had made a pile at the thrift store of everything I was getting, but this piece did not go in the pile. I did not let it leave my arms as I shopped the rest of the day. I have a bonus for you. I went thrifting on New Year's Eve and I did pick up two things. I got this bottle for $5, and it is very similar to the shape of the one I just shared. You can see that it's not symmetrical, which just tells me it's older and it's handmade. There's some bubbles included in there, a pontil. One side has a little dip in the glass. I just love that. So it's got its original stopper. It does look like something broke off the top. I'm just gonna leave it. I might sand it down, or I could always glue a little piece of jewelry on top. But if it were sanded down, it really would look like it was just meant to be like that. And it fits perfectly. I am leaning towards this being a liquor decanter because it has gold grapes and grape leaves painted on it. And there is a little bit of a gold rim on the stopper as well. The other piece I got is a souvenir piece. It says, "Where's my button?" And I have one just like this that says, "Where's my pin?" And it's for hairpins. But this one is a button, just like the buttons that I collect. And it says Atlantic City and the initials JC hand engraved on there. This is the one that I've had for a few years. And here is my new one. You can see the font of Atlantic City and the JC. So I like to collect souvenir pieces, and I think a few of the souvenir pieces I have are from Atlantic City. So that'll just be added to my collection. Thank you all for being here and watching. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the friendships. I've been around for about 9.5 years on YouTube. I don't plan on going anywhere except to the thrift store and then coming back to share my finds with you. Thank you for the support and the kindness, and I pray for a healthy 2023.